Welcome back, everyone. It's the Bourbon Judge. Hey, we were back at it with, let's just call it one of the hottest whiskey brands in America.
All I got is bourbon.
Welcome back, everyone. It's the Bourbon Judge. All right, so everyone's talking about this brand. It's funny. So like in my Discord chat with my Patron community, this brand is probably discussed on a daily basis, and I mean a daily basis. But you see it all over. You see it all over online, no matter if it's like TikTok or Instagram or whatever social media platform, as well as these bottles are making their way on secondary. I mean, it's crazy. So this brand has a ton of hype. So we're going to dive into what I believe is the hottest brand to hit the whiskey market in a long time. So, Judge, what is it? Let's bring out these two bottles. The hottest whiskey brand right now in America, Rare Character. So let's give a quick overview about Rare Character, and I'll try to keep it high level. When you think about Rare Character, so it started by two different individuals, Pablo as well as Peter. So Pablo and Peter, two good friends. Both of them have a deep history, not only in the spirits industry, but then also in the restaurant industry. Pablo in particular, huge restaurateur out in LA, owned numerous restaurants, and has honestly been buying barrels of whiskey for like the last 25 years. So Pablo has deep connections in the whiskey industry across a lot of the big legacy distilleries, not only in Kentucky, but then also in Tennessee, and then a huge distillery that we all know in Indiana. So again, Pablo and Peter are good friends. Started this business a few years ago. When you think about Rare Character, they're known for a few different things. First and foremost, they obviously always use their wax. You gotta love their wax on top of their bottles. Their single barrel series, you'll see here the top part is always a custom design. That is really cool. But essentially what they're doing is they're, again, buying and sourcing whiskey from primarily, again, Kentucky, Tennessee, and Indiana. Sometimes they'll blend them into like small batches. Other times they will just, sell them out as part of like their single barrel series, which these are two bottles I got from two of my local shops. The cool thing about them also is that, so they are actually available in a good number of states. They're like in like 23, almost 24 states. So almost half of the US, which is pretty cool for a company that's only been around for like the last like 3.5, maybe 4 or 5 years. So from an availability standpoint, not always just sitting on shelves because their bottles are so hot. When, releases are available, they typically sell out super quick. But from an availability standpoint, you definitely can find them. You just better find them pretty quick because they sell out, super fast. From a price standpoint, when you think about Rare Character, most of their bottles, for the most part, are anywhere from like $85 up to like $130, just obviously depending on the release, of course. Are there some more expensive ones? Of course, obviously. They have some really limited series, and those can be, either $200 or $300. But the majority of what they sell that you'll find is like a single barrel in one of your local liquor stores and so forth is typically going to be anywhere from $85 to $130. As an example, this bottle here I got, I think the price was like $110, $115, and this one over here, I think I got it for like $95, maybe $100 on the dot. So it definitely fits within that window. So, Rare Character. Why is their whiskey just amazing? That's the thing, right? Why is everyone talking about it? So, as I mentioned earlier, Pablo, he has been buying whiskey barrels since like the late 90s, so almost about 30 years. So when you think about just the connections he has, primarily even in the state of Kentucky, you think about a lot of these large distilleries, they always will produce their core lineup, brands and sub-brands that we always buy, no matter if it's from Wild Turkey or from Jim Beam or Heaven Hill. But a lot of these distilleries create like these almost like experiments, right? So experimental type of like batches, and they might have like 15, 20, or even 100 different batches of like sub batches of different releases that they may put out under like their own brand, or they may not. Well, a lot of those don't make it to market. So where do they go? They go to companies like Rare Character, where they have deep connections with certain individuals. In this case with Pablo, where he can get his hands on really specialty select barrels of whiskey that none of us have tasted in the whiskey market. So that's a really cool thing about Rare Character and why there's so much hype in Rare Character. When you think about some of their sub brands, there are a few in particular, but the most popular ones, you have the Exceptional series, which is just like very old and unique batches. Those cost a little bit more, of course. You also have like the Finishing series, similar to like a lot of other NDPs. They too have a finishing series where they finish some of their whiskey in either wines or cognacs or even specialty woods like an Amburana. Brook Hill. So Brook Hill is almost like one of their top of the line brands. So when Pablo is tasting through different barrels, if it meets the quality to be a Brook Hill sub release, you know that bottle and that barrel is gonna be pretty damn special. However, Judge, what's the most important sub brand from Rare Character? Before I dive into that, real quick, 3 quick easy favors. Number 1, hit the like button. Number 2, drop me a comment. Let me know what are your thoughts on Rare Character. If you've had some of their whiskey, let me know your thoughts. Last but not least, please make sure you also subscribe to the channel and hit the bell so you get notification each and every time I release new content. Cheers. Whew. Sipping this one over here right now. Oh, love myself some Rare Character. So, what is the famous or the best sub brand from Rare Character? In my opinion, it's probably their single barrel series. Their single barrel series has a ton, and I mean a ton of people following them across the country, people getting friends to buy them and so forth. These are 2 single barrels that I got from 2 of my local shops. Actually, I got this one from one of my shops. This one I got from my other shop while I was traveling, a place that I go quite often, and I found this bottle. But their single barrel series is hot. So hot that I was very fortunate, and I'll throw in some pictures. I was able to do a barrel pick with Rare Character. So last night, Ryan, the national sales manager, him, and I also invited 2 of my patrons who kind of helped to even organize the barrel pick. Those 3 gentlemen, they came over to the Judge house, and right here we actually sat back and we had a chance to do a barrel pick with Rare Character. We picked a epic, and I mean an epic single barrel. It's very unique. It's from their brand new, hasn't even released yet, their brand new Platinum series. Yes, so as you can imagine, the wax on the bottle is going to be like a gray silver, a platinum color wax. So it's from their Platinum series. The bourbon we picked was aged over 10 years. It was just, you know, there are special barrels out there, and then there are special barrels. This, my friends, was a phenomenal special barrel. Really happy to bring this to our Patron community. And let's just say, Rare Character, yeah, judgment's in. If you see Rare Character, it's a buy. And cheers to our Patron community. Thanks to my buddy Tim as well as Scott for joining us to do the barrel pick on behalf of the Bourbon Judge community. As we say in this courtroom, peace, cheers, most important, salute. Take care, everyone. See you guys.